What's going on, you guys? My name's Ty Knots and welcome to Top 5 Unknowns, 5 Unsolved Mysteries. Number 5. Andrew Whitfield was the young nephew of a successful steelworker who unexpectedly disappeared from Long Island, New York back in 1938. Andrew was a college graduate and an amateur pilot who had his own personal plane for recreational usage. At the time of his disappearance, he had accumulated approximately 20 hours of flying experience. On the day of his disappearance, he planned to fly from Long Island to Brentwood, which is only about 22 miles away. He was expected to only be in the air for about 15 minutes, though he never touched ground. Neither he or his plane have ever been recovered. During an investigation, it was found that Andrew had checked into a hotel room using a fake identity. Inside, they found many of his personal belongings, including clothing, insurance cards, and cufflinks with his initials. Phone records indicated that he'd attempted to call home to his family, though they missed the call. An operator reported him saying, "I'm going to carry out my plan." Police then determined that he must have flown his plane out to sea, planning to take his own life, though his body has never been found and no wreckage was ever recovered or reported. Number 4. Ingrid Bauer was a young teenage girl who disappeared one summer evening back in 1972. Following her disappearance, her father led a 45-year search in order to find information about what happened to his daughter, or who may have taken her. Though nothing ever turned up. Only months before her father passed away at the age of 87 did he finally go to the local courthouse to have her declared as deceased. Ingrid was last seen walking along a busy street in the early hours of the evening. She told her father that she'd be home at 10:30, though she never arrived. Her brother was the last one to see her alive and said that it was a day like any other and nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Upon hearing of her disappearance, over 200 volunteers from the local town split up to search for her, though found virtually nothing. While telephone tips kept flooding in over the months and years, none of them led to any great leads. In fact, tips continued coming in regarding Ingrid all the way up until 2011, though to this day she's never been found, and while she has officially been declared as deceased, she still technically remains a missing person. Number 3. Katherine Potter was a young girl from Canada whose body was found dumped alongside another young girl near a gravel pit on the side of the road. She'd been clearly beaten and strangled, and the two girls were quickly identified and found to have been living in a group home just a few miles away. The two had been out that evening because they planned on visiting a family member that lived just a short distance away, planning to be home by 11. Though when the girls still hadn't returned home by 1 a.m., police became involved. The girls were soon found near the aforementioned gravel pit and taken in for forensic analysis. Here, they determined that neither of the girls had been sexually assaulted, though they'd likely been strangled with some sort of a rope. On their clothes, investigators found numerous different colors of paint, ranging from bright pink to metallic blue. They also found evidence that the girls had been near welding equipment. Police then proceeded to interview over 225 people in the case, yet nothing ever came of it. They found no potential suspects and could not identify where the paint and welding fragments came from. They knew for a fact that the girls had been killed in one location, then moved to the gravel pit, though they were never able to determine the location in which they'd been killed either. To this day, the case remains unsolved and police are still looking for answers. Number 2. Krystal Elizabeth was a young girl who mysteriously vanished back in 1977. She was last seen leaving a friend's home to catch a flight at the Toronto airport, planning to eventually return home to Edmonton. Krystal's boyfriend had just recently been arrested on drug charges and was being held with a $15,000 bond. It's known that Krystal spent weeks collecting the money, though eventually came up short. She was then introduced to a pair of loan sharks who offered to help her out. Though, according to a friend, Krystal refused to accept the money from the shark and instead planned to fly back home to Edmonton to collect money there. However, she never boarded her flight and never got home. In the weeks that followed, the loan shark that Krystal had met with then turned up dead. His longtime friend and business associate was determined to have been the killer. His motive was that he was afraid his friend would inform police about his involvement with Krystal, though it's not exactly clear what involvement he was talking about. While the man was found guilty of taking the life of his friend, no one has ever been charged in the disappearance of Krystal, and her body has never been found. Number 1. Jean Spangler was a young model and actress who starred in a handful of Hollywood films back in the 1940s. She was born in Seattle, Washington, but eventually moved to LA where her short career began. On the evening of October 7th, 1949, Spangler left her home, informing her sister-in-law that she planned to meet her ex-husband prior to appearing on a film set. Strangely, Jean's ex-husband said that he never met with her that evening. He had an alibi that police checked into which cleared him of any possible involvement. Additionally, upon investigation, police found that there were no movie sets that were filming that evening or even meeting on the night of Jean's disappearance, meaning that she clearly lied to her sister-in-law. One possible and widely accepted theory, though, is that Jean planned on getting an abortion, but wanted to do so quietly, as abortions were extremely taboo at the time. It's alleged that she met up with a black market surgeon, though the surgery possibly went wrong, resulting in Jean losing her life. A sales associate at a nearby grocery store admitted to seeing Jean around 6 p.m., with Jean seeming as though she were waiting for someone. This is the last time that anyone saw her alive. To this day, she's never been found and no genuine leads have been reported. It seems as though all the individuals in Jean's personal life were left in the dark as to what she was truly up to that evening in 1949, and to this day, nearly 70 years later, Jean's fate remains a mystery. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to click that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to keep updated with our videos.